One of the rarer and quite exotic plants at High Ash Farm is the Hoary Mullien. Verbascum pulverulentum is a scientific name, and it's got quite a relationship with East Anglia in particular, in that it loves these dry, high pH soils, and it was first recorded much around the city walls of Norwich in the mid-1600s. So there's some lovely references to it in one of the old wildflower books that I saw in Norwich Library. And so this particular plant is covered in a kind of white fur. That's where the name Hoary comes from. If I just put my finger on the stem here, you can see it actually will rub off, and people used to make candle wicks from the little white fluff. And this particular plant, 4 feet tall, and it's just come into flower. There we are, brilliant yellow flowers, and unusually it flowers for the best part of a month, for about 4 weeks. And when bees gather the pollen, although the flower's yellow, the little anthers in there are bright orange, and the pollen on the bees' legs is absolutely bright orange. It looks quite surreal. I'm going to stand up now and just get up to the top of the plant. And so each day, just after midday, the petals all drop off, and then the spike at the top of the plant produces the flowers for the following day. Although the ground is drought-stricken, it will be in flower for quite a long time. There you are, you can see all the little buds where it's going to come into flower, and those brilliant yellowish flowers. Sometimes Hoary Mullien has almost white flowers, but the whole plant is always quite ghostly, hence the name Hoary Mullien. And then there's a particular moth species. I'm just going to walk up the hill here because there's a larger plant just up at the top of the hill. Another mullein over there. That one's a good 4 feet tall, nearly 5 feet tall. And here we go, just at the top of the hill, we're just getting there. This particular moth has learnt to evade all those white hairs that grow on the leaves that give it its ghostly appearance. And if we're lucky, yeah, I can see lots of nibbles on this particular plant. This plant is going to come into flower in about 2 to 3 days' time. Leaf been nibbled off halfway. Lots of leaves with holes in. So if you grow mullions in your garden, you won't particularly like this moth. The moth itself is quite dull, and this is what we're looking for. Just on the underside of the leaf there, a caterpillar of the mullein moth, about 1 inch long, about 30 millimeters long. Let's do better than that if we can. Just move this leaf and have a look on the stem there. There's one, what's that, 50 millimeters across the top, from top to bottom there. So getting on for 2 inches tall, that particular caterpillar. Let's see if we can get in a bit closer. There he is. Absolutely stunningly beautiful. Yellow with black spots and pale green in between all the joints of the caterpillar, and he's busy munching away on those rather odd hairs that grow on the stem of this particular mullein. Another caterpillar there, and then it will just start flowering perhaps towards the end of this week, so not long to wait, but just spectacular. Hard to see because the caterpillar is more or less the same colour as the plant, its host plant, so it's quite camouflaged. Nevertheless, that would make a tasty meal for a blue tit or a grey tit. They would come and love to eat those, and as it's growing on the edge of a woodland here, there's lots of bird species that would love to eat those. You can always tell when those caterpillars are about, because where the base of the leaf joins the stalk, you have little piles of black pellets, and that's the droppings of that particular caterpillar. Messes your foliage up if you're a verbascum grower, but nevertheless, it's just worth leaving them to see that spectacular caterpillar. Love it to bits.